and welcome back to another video. This is card number 3 in my little mini series for the Mandy's Flower stamp set by Simon Says Stamp. I colored up all the images in the stamp set a while back, and I'm making cards with all the images. So I am making another fall themed card, and I'm using the leaf stencil from the Fall Break collection by Carta. I just love all the stuff in this collection. It is so beautiful. So I'm coloring some texture paste using some distressed ink, and you need way more ink than you think you do to get a good rich color. I still didn't get, I wanted a darker brown than the Neenah Desert Storm cardstock, but I didn't quite get there, but was wanting to move on forward. And I just added some pure sheened glitter from Nuvo just to give my leaves a little bit of sparkle. So really you should tape all this down, but I was in kind of a hurry this day, and so I just decided to go for it. It did work out well, but I do highly recommend taping your stencil to your card base, and then taping everything, your cardstock, and then taping everything down, just to keep everything from moving around. So I removed the stencil, and then I'm just going around the edge with my finger, just getting anything that hangs over the edge, and then I quickly go and clean up everything. Okay, now I'm just going to spray everything with some distress spray in carved pumpkin and antique bronze. This is going to give my background some color and some texture, some interest, and some shine. And I'm just using my little heat tool here to quickly dry everything between layers, because I don't want it to run and smush together. I want them to layer. So just using my little heat tool there to set everything in between. I had a little bit of pooling, so I just took a dry paper towel or a dried out baby wipe and just blotted it up a little bit. Heated the back just a little bit there to make sure that my paper didn't warp. And there you can see all the fun shine and everything on there, especially from that antique bronze. So I'm going to use this small little tag die and cut out a tag in that orange, and I'm going to ink the edges of this. I really love my little Sidekick die cutter. It works awesome, and you can put it in the middle of your craft project there, and it's not going to take up a ton of room, and you can quickly and easily, move it in and out, from where you're working. And I just love this little peel off craft mat that come on my glass media mat. It's also just makes, working with something messy in the middle of your project easy. And right here I sprayed that little tag with some of that antique bronze, and I wish I hadn't, because when I go to stamp my sentiment on there, it's hard to see it. So if you're doing something like this, I would recommend not spraying where you're going to stamp a sentiment, because it can make it a little hard to read. So I'm taking this piece of orange, and I'm inking around the edge of it as well. And let's see, what color am I inking that with? I will have all that walnut stain. I used walnut stain to color the texture paste in the beginning, and that's what I'm using to ink around all these edges is walnut stain. And so I'm using some like Be Creative tape, or you can use score tape, or you can use foam tape to adhere this strip down over the texture paste leaves, because you want something that's really sticky to go down over this to adhere it. Just a regular tape runner wouldn't work on this. So you got to do something that's uber sticky to make sure that it stays put. And always mash, 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 mash everything into place really good. And I put a little foam behind my flowers, and just going to mash that down in place again. So I got lots of good dimension on this. And then I had, oh, here's where I'm going to stamp my little sentiment on there, which says, I can't remember, I don't have my card handy. But anyway, it's one of the sentiments from the Mandy's Flower stamp set. Grown with Love. I think that's what it is. Yes, Grown with Love. Just cleaning up my stamp real quick with a baby wipe. And I'm going to attach this with some foam tape, but I'm going to tie a little bow out of this twine that came out of a Simon Says card kit. I think the last one or the one before You got this little baggie of twine, and I thought that would just give a really nice little fall texture to this card. So just fussy around with this little tiny bow, and then I'm just going to put a thing of foam tape on the back. I needed it doubled up because of the dimension I had on the flowers and stuff. So just doubled it over, peeled off the liner, and we're good to go. So this is my card base. It's Neenah 110 pounds solar white. So a nice good sturdy card base. Use my Teflon bowl folder to get a nice good crease, and I'm putting lots of my Scotch ATG adhesive across here to make sure that everything is stuck down really good. And then that is the card. So here are some final looks. I have one more card left in this card series, and also here's a look at the inside of my card. So I'll be back real soon with card number 4. Thanks for watching.